If you thought our new King Charles III's coronation from last week was a historical event, well, this will be just as equally as good. Join me, Jack Wright, in half an hour exclusively live here on YouTube, as we'll be live from the Vaudeville Theatre in London's West End for a very special themed Coronation Royal West End Singalong 2023 performance. I will be joined by a few good friends of mine and fellow fans of the show when we go and see it. Plus, there will be a few more surprises in store, as this year we also mark another historical and very successful year for this very royal and, of course, historically themed musical. Once again, the 6 wives of Henry VIII will all be competing once again to get the lead band member title of the Band of Six. But only one of them can win. You're going to find out later on in, of course, tonight's programme that you will be seeing once again in half an hour exclusively live here on YouTube. Only 6 queens, of course, with one of them can only win tonight, and only they can decide who wins. But we'll find out more about that. And there'll be loads more to celebrate once again, as we also have belated celebrations once again of our new King Charles III's coronation from last Saturday. Join me, Jack Wright, for all of that on SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Coronation Singalong 2023 at, once again, 6 o'clock exclusively live on YouTube. See you then! Yes? Of course, definitely. And this is going to be all live, isn't it? Wow, that's quite amazing. Well, once again, it is an absolute pleasure for me to be here this evening and to be part of this SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Coronation Singalong 2023. It is an absolute honour to be here, and I am really looking forward to the very exciting performance tonight. I'm sure that if His Majesty were here this evening, he would have been absolutely honoured to be here this evening. Oh yes, indeed, yes. Of course. Well, I think it will be a very, very interesting show to watch tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, was that a real good voice? I thought it was. So we're looking. Oh, we're looking very well, actually. Well, here we are then. Well, this is going to be... If you thought the last sing-along was amazing, this just tops it, like, on another level, really. How is it amazing just to dress up like this? I look like King Charles, don't I? For like what he wore at the late Queen Elizabeth II's funeral. Oh, but I'm sure if you were to be watching, of course, there this evening, you would be in for quite the treat, I think, honestly. Oh, definitely, yes. No, I'm fine. I'm just adjusting my belt, that's all. No, I can't get over how amazing this outfit is. I know this was my idea, but now to actually have it on and all in full is, it really is quite something, isn't it? That's incredible. Oh yeah? Okay, we're ready to start. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, camera's fine? Yeah? And also, well, hello there, audience. How are you all? Well, once again, for some of you who don't know, my name's Jack Wright. I'm going to be your host for this evening's SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Coronation Singalong 2023. But also, I am playing a royal prince role tonight as well, which you'll be hearing later on as well. And I hope you give me a warm welcome as well. And but I'll break, of course, into character or back to my normal self throughout this as well. But once again, I hope you have a wonderful time this evening. Have a fantastic time cheering on your favourite Queen, who will be on any of the people who will be playing the Queens tonight. And I hope you all enjoy. And of course, I'd love to hear you be as loud and proud as always, just like if you were at our new King Charles III's coronation just last week, because this has been the closest thing to any, obviously. It's very appropriately titled for this evening, because to mark that recent coronation as well. Yeah, are we ready? Okay. Have a good show, everyone. Good luck. And we're doing a speech as well. Okay, that's fine. Hello, Your Majesty, and also King Charles III. It's me, Jack Wright, also known as His Royal Highness Prince Jack of England here. And on behalf of everyone, including myself, and from the production team of SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Coronation Singalong 2023, we already know that you were coronated just over a week ago, but we'd like to have, on behalf of myself and everyone working on the show, we'd like to wish and also all of the belated congratulations and good wishes to you for being our new King of England, the United Kingdom, and of course the Commonwealth. We hope that you are watching with your Queen Consort Camilla, and we hope you enjoy the programme you're about to watch. Hope you enjoy, Your Majesties. This is the Tudor Dynasty Broadcasting Union. broadcasting all across the newly founded Queendoms of England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland and Western Europe. Celebrating the recent coronation of His Royal Majesty King Charles III. In a few minutes we'll be joining Jack Wright live from the Vaudeville Theatre in London's West End, as we'll have SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Coronation Singalong 2023. But now, to lead into this programme now here on the Tudor Dynasty Broadcasting Union, we now have an exclusive royal address from His Royal Majesty King Henry VIII from his home palace of Hampton Court. Ladies and gentlemen, lords, ladies and loyal royal subjects of the Queendom of England, please welcome His Royal Majesty the King Henry VIII of England, Ireland and France. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, my lords, ladies, and loyal royal subjects who are in presence of me right now. As of today, it's quite a historical day, a monumental day for a number of reasons. As of today, following on from what happened over a year ago, following the new addition and rite of a new oath of allegiance to my ex-wives, now formed as a new famous pop band of SIX. Today, sadly marks this will be the last time that I'm speaking to you all, once again, for the last time, as your current reigning monarch of the newly founded Queendom of England, Ireland, France, and also across territories all over the world. This has been a day that I have not been looking forward to for a very long time. And even though today, as of today, it is finally here. But as much as I know that some of you of course, do have finally sympathy for me for what happened from many years ago, I have now deeply filled with immense sorrow and regret for what I had done over many years ago with my ex-wives. So once again, to clarify, as of today, I am now honoured that it's time for me to hand over the torch to once again my ex-wives of Catherine of Aragon, Anne Boleyn, Jane Seymour, Anne of Cleves, Catherine Howard and Catherine Parr, and that I grant them that they are going to be standing in my place for the remainder of their time on this beloved country and also this beloved planet of Earth. Thereby, I have nothing else to say that I have also now just signed an abdication, and now I have decided to officially declare that I'm stepping down as monarch, and that the crown of England and also France, Ireland, and all across the United Queendom, and also to territories also across the world of the Commonwealth, they will be in charge and shared all royalties as being the official sovereign of these beloved places. I will leave you with one last thing, and that even though it is a very bittersweet day for me that my reign as king is officially over as of today, but later on this evening I am pleased to announce that later on at the Vaudeville Theatre in London's West End, to celebrate their upcoming coronation as the new Queens of England, they will be singing and celebrating their coronation in fine style with a musical written by the amazing Toby Marlowe and Lucy Moss, which is once again called SIX. And I look forward to inviting everyone who is here as of presently now to be a part of this incredible and exciting royal event. I would also like to mark something very special as well, not to congratulate them on being a future Queens of England, but to also pay my respect to also some recent events that have been happening throughout the United Queendom, with the recent result of Mae Muller at the Eurovision Song Contest for the first time being held here in the United Kingdom for 25 years, and to also celebrate a recent coronation also of not just my ex-wives, but to also the new future King of England, and that being King Charles III, being the first king since 1930, when it was originally given by the late husband and also, may I say, father to Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth II of King George VI. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an honour to have served your country well for over my 38-year reign, and I would like to leave you with one last message which goes out to now my future Queens of England, to follow on with some great words written by Toby Marlowe and Lucy Moss themselves. And they are from the musical itself of SIX. You're one of a kind, no category, too many years lost in history. Now you are free to take your crowning glory. Long live the Queens! Was it good enough? Yeah, I'm fine. I feel like my time is officially over. Well, I hope they do well to take over my place. Oh, of course. I think this is now the time for it to be all over. And wherever you are right now, Catherine, Anne, Jane, Anne, Catherine and Catherine, Aragon, Boleyn, Seymour, Cleves and Parr, I have now done my duty as to follow on, for of course, being before you with my reign as king, now it's time for all of you to enter a new era of British history and a brand new historical monarchy. It's Sunday night, the 14th of May, 2023, exclusive on YouTube, and we are live from the Vaudeville Theatre in the West End of London, England, United Queendom, and welcome to SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Coronation Singalong 2023. And now, ladies and gentlemen, lords, ladies, and loyal royal subjects of the Royal Court of the Queendom of England, please welcome your host for tonight's performance. Please be upstanding for the newly appointed Prince of England and Duke of Cambridgeshire, His Royal Highness Prince Jack of England. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honour, a deep, deep honour, for me to be here this evening for once again a very exciting singing competition. And no, I'm not talking about Eurovision. That just happened yesterday. I am deeply honoured once again to be here, to be part of this very appropriately titled and belated King Charles III Coronation themed singing event of once again SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Coronation Singalong 2023. Honestly, as I've said before, on behalf of His Majesty King Charles III of England, the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth, if he were to be here this evening, I'm sure he would really enjoy the performance he'll be watching in just a few hours' time. And on behalf of him and his wife, his Queen Consort Camilla, and everyone of the British royal family, we hope you enjoy what you're about to watch this evening. Thank you very much. Thank you. I don't know if I can actually put on that voice for much longer. Oh, dearie me, I didn't realise we were even live right now. Well, hello everybody! You didn't honestly think I actually had to keep that up just for this all themed around for tonight. Well, anyway, once again, what's up guys, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching right now. You may of course know me as Jack Wright, and of course I am Jack Wright, also known as Jackpot Button Lewis on YouTube, and also Real Next Gen King Henry VIII on Instagram here. And welcome to a very appropriately themed and belated, of course, King Charles III Coronation themed SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Singalong Coronation 2023! Yes, everybody. Well, of course, as you can tell, I am very appropriately dressed and, of course, very different to what I did wear last time when I did one of these Royal West End sing-along performances of, once again, the very royal musical and one of my favourite musicals currently in the world of SIX The Musical. And tonight is once again very appropriately titled to also commemorate and tie in with the recent celebration of the coronation and recent, of course, crowning of our new king of once again King Charles III, and once again his Queen Consort Camilla, who were coronated just over a week ago, would you believe, at Westminster Abbey. And honestly, for the very first time in history, since I think the late 30s, ladies and gentlemen, we actually have a new king on the throne. And as much as I know, it's still very bittersweet to know that unfortunately the last time that I did one of these, of course, programs, all dedicated to the Royal West End sing-along performances, of SIX The Musical, you do know, unfortunately, we sadly lost the then monarch of Queen Elizabeth II. And Your Majesty, Your late Majesty, I hope you're watching above, and I'm sure that your son Charles has done you proud from just over a week ago. And once again, I'm sure that you'll be enjoying and having a wonderful time. I know you sadly can't be with us now once again, but you'll be up there in spirit for us and to give us your blessing for an incredible performance tonight. And with also that being said, this of course once again is the, oh my goodness me, I think I've lost count actually for how many of these Royal West End sing-along performances I've actually seen. I think this might be the fourth actually, yes, fourth once again Royal West End sing-along performance that I've ever seen. I've seen 2 already from last year in 2022, and even one when, of course, we had COVID-19 restrictions over a year ago in January. But also we managed to have a bit more freedom for the last one last September, and once again this is going to be no exception this evening as well, because we've also been told, yes, I've also just been told that it is a complete sellout also at the Vaudeville Theatre tonight, and honestly we have got a packed crowd, and I know that all of you amazing people here in the studio are going to be part of that very, very soon. And with that also being said, of course, before we get to the main bit of tonight's programme, we know, of course, that since, of course, I covered this over a few months ago, and this year, unbelievably, marks, the official 6th anniversary of the very first production that was done of, once again, the show of Six, back at the ADC Theatre in Cambridge, and back in 2017, and performed at amateur level by the Cambridge University Musical Theatre Society. And they have got a weird acronym, but I'm not going to mention it right now because I think it'd be very inappropriate at the time that we are doing this show. But once again, if you had not seen, we already went to see the UK touring cast that were just performing recently in the very city where the show all started, and the history of this musical all began in Cambridge. And as much as it's such a shame to also find out that just recently they have just left the cast that were just performing just a few months ago. I know. Oh, it's sadder than that. Oh goodness me, I didn't think I was doing panto here tonight. Honestly, that's brilliant. You are really a good audience tonight, honestly. You were waiting for something like this, weren't you? Well, anyway, like I said, even though it is quite sad to see another incredible cast, of course, leave us, but we have had some incredible moments from that cast. And of course we are going to be showing you a quick little video on the look back on what they did over just the last year, and also we're almost coming to a half now because we're almost halfway through 2023 already. I mean, crazy enough, with next month being June, and of course that also being my birthday month as well, when I'll be 29 years old. Can you believe that, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to be 29 years old the next time that of course, I'm going to be celebrating it in just a few weeks' time. That is crazy, isn't it? Well, also, with that being said, like I have said already, I've also can confirm that I mentioned in the last episode of SIX The Musical, the 5 years anniversary UK Tour 2023, that I will be seeing once again the new cast that we have also going to tell you about later on in this programme. And with also that being said, we also have a brand new cast also for this West End production, since the cast that we saw last September and last year, once again, out of the Royal West End Singalong 2022, that we saw once again back here at the Vaudeville Theatre in London. Of course, we have, like I said already, have got now a brand new cast, which I mentioned from last, of course, year's episode. And we also have just found out recently that even though they have only just been performing for just a few months now, they have had some recent success for bagging another What's on Stage award for Best Musical, as voted by listeners of BBC Radio 2. And if you did see that at the beginning on our title screen of our programme, that of course was to commemorate that as well. But we've also got some highlights from this year's What's on Stage Awards, when once again the current West End cast of SIX The Musical managed to bag that award, and unbelievably they met the legendary actor himself from Star Trek fame, and also who wrote his very own musical based off how his late father was of course treated during of course World War II of Allegiance. And if you don't remember seeing what happened, here's a few highlights of that very exciting and successful night.
Yes, I'm a debutante. Bach would say, I've lived long. And part of that prosperity is the honor of announcing the best West End show. And here are the nominees.
Back to the Future, the musical.
What a bounty. And the award goes to SIX.
But believe me, there is an army behind the scenes ensuring that this show is what it is today. Toby Marlowe and Lucy Mars. Thank you so much for putting your hearts and souls into creating this show, and thank you for trusting us with it. Everyone involved at the entire Vaudeville Theatre and beyond, from Team Wigs and Wardrobe, Team Sound, Team Lighting, our resident and associate teams, Team Stage Management, Team Front of House. Thank you! To our Jones, past and present, our ladies and our babies in waiting. Every night, we are so lucky to be amongst you, so thank you. Our company manager, Helen Spall. Very own Chris Jenner. Our fans, our Queendom. Thank you so much for having our backs. You are the most loyal. I'm going to say thank you. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
We also want to thank all of the past alumni at the SIX production. Without you guys, the show really wouldn't be what it is today. So thank you. You're a huge inspiration to all of us. Of course, we couldn't accept this award without thanking our incredible SIX. Hello. Without thanking our incredible SIX family, you guys are the rock of this show. It's a privilege and an honour to share the stage with you, so thank you for letting us share this moment with you. This is for you guys, so thank you so much. What's on stage? Thank you so much!
So many in six. Isn't it? Oh my god. It's 60.
That's good. Oh, yay!
that amazing, everyone? That was an iconic moment. As of this year, honestly, to see another incarnation of the West End cast of the production that is here once again in London's West End, to walk away with, I think that's actually their third consecutive Best Musical Award at the What's On Stage Award for this year. And honestly, that is incredible, everybody. I think they might have done that for 3 years on the trot now. That is just insane, everyone. Honestly, I am right. I've just been told by a production team that actually that's never been happened before. That has never happened with a new musical at the What's On Stage Awards. And honestly, it just goes to show how incredible this show has been from last year. I mean, and it doesn't even stop there, everybody. Honestly, I've been hearing that loads of other productions are currently in the works now. Unbelievably, I've just also been told that just recently, before they left, of course, once again, the last UK touring cast, the production cast that left a few weeks ago with their last performances, I think it was at, where was the place? Oh, it was High Wycombe. Yeah, sorry, my apologies, sorry there, I had to remember because unfortunately I never got the chance to go there, everybody, but I do know that I managed to send in a few gifts to the people who were in the show, and some did get theirs from when I went to see, once again, the cast in the Cambridge shows as well, and we'll be doing exactly that later on in tonight's episode, where I'm going to be introducing, once again, or presenting and doing another royal proclamation, hopefully at stage door, with, of course, dressed as you-know-who. He'll be returning, of course, the King himself of Henry VIII, and also with someone very, very special who, of course, you may not remember from over a year ago I became very, very good friends with, and she has become a huge fan of this show, and her name is Ella Gretorix, because unbelievably, I can also say that just like when I first met her at the Royal Hampton, of course, Court Palace performances, with that being the Royal Reunion, I was going to say, I can correct my words there, with the original West End cast that reunited for 3 exclusive performances there from last year, and I actually managed to bump into Ella and her wonderful mum Emma, who also, unbelievably, just like when I got the chance to see the band that, of course, followed from the UOG West End touring cast. Oh no, it's not touring cast. Oh, silly me. I mean, I was going to say, from what I was going to really mean was the OG West End cast. That's what I meant to say. I think I'm getting tired, everybody. And I've only just started, honestly. Let me tell you, everybody, it has been quite a chaotic week just to get this show and do all of this, and all the preparation for this has been quite wild. And if I do look a little bit tired, I do apologise. I have had makeup on. But anyway, as I was saying, all that aside, of course, like I said, the band of SVN were formed through, of course, the OG West End cast of, once again, SIX The Musical, and I got a chance to see them perform just over last August, and there's been loads of talk about them bringing out, hopefully, a debut album later on this year as well, and also they've announced that they are going to be heading for the 2nd year running of MusicalCon 2023. Of course, we've got more information on that event. If any of you do not know that already, you'll find out more about that later on in the program. So also, once again, that we have also talked about the recent success with SIX The Musical, but also another thing has been that we didn't even cover the last time that we last saw the West End production of SIX The Musical, is that recently it just hit its 1,000th performance. Isn't that incredible? That is absolutely insane. I mean, it's quite remarkable that once again, since 2018, when it was first performed at the, of course, the Arts Theatre, it has managed to go on to be performed a record-breaking 1,000 times, and that number is still going up and up at this point. of course, as I talk to you right now, with this, of course, being one of them as well. I don't know exactly the exact number of this performance, but I know that we've had a few Royal West End sing-alongs, but the very first one did actually happen on the 6th of June 2019. That was actually, unbelievably, on the day of my birthday, actually. And funny enough, I have a feeling, I think I also share my birthday with also some former queens of the West End production of Six, and that being the original Catherine Parr of Mayor Croissant Breed and Amy Atkinson, and who was original Catherine Howard. And I think it was Natalie May Paris also who was the original Jane Seymour, not just in the West End but also on the studio cast recording album as well, or the studio album cast recording for that matter. And we've also been, oh yes, I was just about to mention that, and also I've just been told by a production company that earlier on this week she has just been given an amazing opportunity to be flown all the way stateside to America to be part of the Berlin tour, US tour production of Six as well. So she hasn't just been performing here in the UK and also touring around the UK, because she was also part of the UK touring production, the very first one with the West End cast that performed for the very first time. And no, don't get confused everyone with, of course, the one that being of the studio album cast production as well. And well, as I said, that is incredible. And once again, on behalf of myself and everyone that works on the production team of, once again, of Six The Musical, the Royal West End Coronation Singalong 2023, we'd like to say a massive congratulations to you, Natalie. And I even got a chance to even meet you. Believe or not, you would have not known this. As I said, I was just going to say that I happen to have met your wonderful mum of Rian Paris, and even her mum as well, and of course grandma to you, being of course her being your granddaughter as well, you being a granddaughter to her. And honestly, it was an absolute honour to meet them both. Dressed as Henry, would you believe? And it was actually at the, once again, the Royal Reunion Hampton Court Palace performances. And once again, congratulations to you, Natalie. Yeah, come on, give her a little bit of a, you know, a cheer of appreciation for everyone. Most definitely. Thank you very much, audience, for acknowledging that. I'm sure she'll think the world of that. So, once again, congratulations, Natalie, and I hope to see you very, very soon, once again, with a future SVN gig, hopefully later on this year. Much love, Natalie. So, anyway, with that also being covered, I think, yes? All right, I was going to say, I think we've rambled on for quite a while. I think we'll have to call to a break now, everybody. So with that being said, we, of course, are not far away now, because when we come back, we're going to take a quick break now here on Six The Musical, the Royal West End Coronation Singalong 2023. But when we come back, I will be on my way to be going to see the show. Once again, my dad John will be joining me, John Wright, and then I'll be heading over to the Theatre Cafe just off Shaftesbury Avenue in London's West End. We'll be meeting up with a few fans, including Ella Gretorix. We'll also have a little chat about her and why she loves the show so much, and a few other people who might make an appearance too as well. You're going to find out more after the break, once again, here on Six The Musical, the Royal West End Coronation Singalong 2023. See you in a few minutes.
We're six.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Coronation Singalong 2023. And let me tell you, it is absolutely heaving here at the Vaudeville Theatre, and we're only just 10 minutes away from the performance tonight, and it's a packed crowd, it's a sellout once again, and it's wonderful to be back here as well. As you can tell, I've got some brand new, of course, additions to my King Henry VIII of England outfit, and tonight is going to be amazing. So we're just a few minutes away. Join me in the auditorium very, very shortly. But before we do, here's a look back at when, over just a year ago, or earlier on this year, when SIX The Musical was performed here at the Vaudeville for its 1000th performance.
It is such a feel-good show. I mean, what can you not love? It's just really good fun, it's hilarious, it's also really empowering as well.
It's also a really great show, I think, about forging your own destiny, which I think is really inspiring.
I just love the fact that the kids are learning history while they're watching, and the voices are always incredible.
I hate school, so to learn history through musical theatre is the best thing ever.
I love that it's 6 women. I love that it sounds very anarchic. I actually get really emotional seeing so many women on stage. It's really empowering.
And actually, it's completely different the first time I saw it. You see different moments, it's different bits of humour, comedy, amazing. Will definitely come again.
Absolutely amazing, a highest energy show I think I've ever seen in my life.
It was amazing. I had such a great time. If you haven't seen it, come and see SIX. 6 times at least.
Story we're free to take our crown in glory for 5 more minutes.
Do you want one more song? All right, stay on your feet, Maria. Hit it. Clap your hands.
also got something for you as well. I was waiting for everyone to come out, so I did notice everyone's out. I've made my own Open the Legends talk, and I've adapted it from Royalty, and I've decided to make my own to support everyone who will be part of the Queendom as being Henry VIII. But what if he were to, you know, do a dictionary was the dependence on and I haven't got the pen, unfortunately. What you need to do is just say, God save the Queens! You're right, lad, Danny, I'm gonna see. Very well, well done. I wasn't expecting you to be on tonight, honestly. No, I was expecting Bailey. Yeah, I heard. Because I thought you were going to be either Berlin or maybe outside of Well, actually, also, I think you wouldn't believe this. Someone in the audience earlier on came in a full Anne Boleyn costume, like historical. And I just had like a video. Yeah. And I actually just come away. Yeah, she did. She recognised me because, you know, I was tearing out that musical club last year. I was absolutely like so many people, and I got the first shout out as well. Like Sinead Holmes' father, Meg Johnson, so she already knew me, so hopefully I get a chance to get there. Well, I've already gave you one of these over I've actually rewritten it especially in tying in with the last week's Coronation. So I was going to deliver it as an official message, and also this was a crazy idea recently as well. What if the national anthem was, instead of God Save the King, but adapting it for SIX, God Save the Queens? I was actually tempted to get everyone to sing. As soon as everyone came here, I thought, you know, we could have had a good old sing-song, and that would have been so funny. Well, I thought it would tie in things perfectly, you know, since it's the closest one to the coronations. But it was a great day last week. And it was a great performance as well.
side of the tree. The side of the road, but I don't associate with them people. So I don't
Claudia, I don't know if you knew this, but I actually made my own oath of allegiance to the Queendom. Like if it was, you know, if you were like a royal guard at Windsor Castle. And I've adapted it for the show. And I'm not sure if you were given one last year, but I've adapted it again just recently. So I've actually made mine. This is the example of one. And all you need to do, yours is in there, I've done it in your colour single. And to make it official, you just need to sign the Queen's signature at the bottom. Well, I'm saying I'm part of the Queendom, so I'm supporting it because normally I'm embracing every night having a bit of an addiction. Ex-wise being the Queen of England. So, bye guys. But yes, I was going to say, if you don't have to do it now, but if you get the time, you just need to sign it, and then you can keep it in a frame to keep it. It's wonderful to see you, Claudia. I've waited a long time to finally see you. You were really good too. I couldn't get over how wild it was in there tonight. And I got the biggest surprise. I think sadly when I actually saw someone I think in the third story of the theatre, and someone actually came in all dressed as Anne Boleyn historically. Yeah. And she just came up with me. I didn't catch her name, but we got photos and video and everything, so I need to find out. So if I can find out her name, I'll let you know. So it's a pleasure, and I'm the only one who's been King Henry VIII. And look where I am now. I may be loathed in the show, but I embrace it so much. Thanks Kenny Wax for doing. Peter came up with the idea to do an actual character based on it. So I'm the only one, and it's. It's very empowering, and I think that's why it's had such an impact. You're welcome. You're amazing. Come here. Thank you very much. Well done, though. Woo! My word, that was one very, very hot costume, and quite a lot happened there. Well, there you go, everybody. As you just saw there, that was certainly one of the most unpredictable stage door experiences I have ever had in any show, and not just including this one of SIX The Musical too also. Also, I would just like to clarify and also apologise to all of you watching right now that unfortunately, by some unknown reason, I don't know why I did it for, but I ended up forgetting to record the Mega 6 at the end of the performance that you just saw. So I did manage to get, with special permission from, of course, Karen Wesley, the mother of course, her daughter being, of course, Leah, there we go, I was just trying to remember her name, who of course I think you might have seen her earlier on in the video, if you may have saw her at stage door. I would like to appreciate you letting me, of course, with you filming your, of course, with your own phone, the Mega 6 that happened. But honestly, what an incredible show. Even though I know most of you did miss out on, of course, the rest of that. But honestly, that was certainly the most unpredictable show and Royal West End Coronation Singalong that I've ever seen, honestly. And of course, we're going to be, of course, with that being said, we're going to take another quick break now here, but when we come back, I will briefly talk about the performance that I just saw, and also some very surprising and also quite exciting news, I should say. Also, I'll be very excited to announce right after this break. See you in a few minutes. Everybody, and greetings once again, my fellow, of course, members of my royal court here, of course, back in where I'm from, here in Littleport, Cambridgeshire, England, United Kingdom, and welcome back to the final part of SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Coronation Singalong 2023. Now, honestly, if you might be wondering why I'm out, of course, of my costume now, and in, of course, a very familiar shirt that I am wearing, of course, which is all SIX The Musical themed with outlines and colours of the Queens that I did also wear previously in the first leg of the SIX The Musical, the 5 years anniversary UK Tour 2023. That was, of course, when I saw the show in Cambridge just a few months back. Of course, I am now going to talk about briefly, because also I would just like to mention that unfortunately, because there's been a lot going on since following on this, of course, this performance, and I know it's been a few weeks now since I, of course, have finished this part of the programme, and I know that it seems like it's becoming a reoccurring thing, but it isn't, because there's been a lot going on recently. As I mentioned earlier on, my sister Hannah obviously being recently in hospital fighting a bout of pneumonia and sleep apnea. She currently is still fighting that at the moment, and she's on a ventilator at the moment, of course, in the house where I live. And you might be wondering also, because I never mentioned it earlier on in the programme, why I also happen to be in a very different place. And that being actually the bathroom of my house here, with, of course, the signature Tudor, of course, England and French flag, the Kingdom. Well, I was going to say the Queendom for that matter, but of course it is a Queendom now, as you've been seeing at the top of the programme of what happened with Henry VIII, my portrayal of him, as he's officially stepped down from being King of England, France and Ireland, and now his wives are all sharing the crown this time, as to obviously be a nice little take on that time in history if it were to be of course resurrected, and that's what happened. Of course, the renaissance of that, of course, in the nod to the actually being an actual period around of the same time when the Tudor dynasty happened as well. But with also that being said, I can just quickly mention about, of course, the incredible show, even though you only saw a little bit of footage. But it was absolutely amazing, and I think from memory, even though it's been a few weeks since I saw the show, but I do remember that I finally got a chance to see one of the alternates for the first time, with that being Monique Ash Palmer playing Catherine of Aragon. Unfortunately, I couldn't meet her, of course, at stage door because she went out at the front of the theatre when I came out. And I think also, from what I remember, Bailey Carson wasn't there on as Anne Boleyn, so Danielle Rose took over because she was on holiday. But she's back there now as of recently. And I think also I saw Claudia Karaoke for the first time playing Jane Seymour for the very first time. Also the first ever coloured person to play that role in any SIX The Musical production, which is quite incredible. And Dionne Ward-Anderson was there once again as Anna Cleves. And Coco Bezagara for the first time I got a chance to meet, and I also gave her her own oath of allegiance, and one for Claudia as well. And as you may have saw earlier on, I managed to get a few out, but not all of them, so I have to deliver them to the rest of the cast. And to finish off, I think, I'm trying to remember her name. Oh yes, Roxanne Couch, of course, who previously, if you might remember, who I did see last year play Jane Seymour at the first Royal West End sing-along performance from, as I said, last year. And I know I didn't cover that, of course, that was during, of course, COVID. And of course, those are restrictions around the theatre or the vaudeville at the time. But it was wonderful to see her on playing Catherine Parr tonight, and she was absolutely amazing, being the only American out of all of them, of course, the cast. And as I said before, they put on an incredible performance. As also, as you heard, you did hear me chant one more song, which I never thought I'd considered doing that initially, but the atmosphere there inside that theatre, they just kept getting better and better and better, and the turnout at stage door earlier on was really incredible. And with also that being said, I know it's unfortunate that I didn't catch the person's name, but unbelievably, I think one of the best fan experiences I've ever had dressing up as my alter ego of King Henry VIII, SIX The Musical edition, is that I actually met a wonderful person, a young lady who was all dressed up in, believe it or not, and hear me out guys, honestly, don't laugh, this really did happen. Unfortunately, I know I couldn't get video footage of it because I didn't have my camcorder at the time, and also my dad he didn't even have his phone on him at the time when it happened as well. But I actually saw a group of these young girls who were also in friends with this person who was dressed up in a historic Anne Boleyn costume, full hood, French hood, and green dress and everything. It was unbelievable. And honestly, guys, it was just, I think, one of the most amazing interactions, as I've said already, fan interactions I've ever had to any SIX The Musical Royal West End sing-along performance I've ever had, and it felt like I was a celebrity because obviously, of course, the girls that I met here, and whoever you are watching right now, if you are watching this right now, please make yourself heard, because I've been trying to get in contact with you because you were absolutely brilliant tonight. Honestly, I feel like I've met my match now. I mean, for someone to be that brave to go dressed as the historical variation of one of the queens in the show and one of the wives of Henry VIII is that is just truly remarkable, and honestly, and quite phenomenal to actually someone have the absolute guts to do that. And that's only happened a handful of times because of other historical reenactment groups have been invited to go and see the show, also at the Vaudeville Theatre in London. But honestly, guys, that was on another level, and as I've said already, I think that is definitely going to be one of my favourite moments I can take away from that performance from just a few weeks ago. And honestly, I think it's going to take quite another remarkable situation like even that to top my favourite moment that I've had. Obviously, I've had a lot of love once again to everyone who, of course, that I may have met, of course, at Stage Door. I met some wonderful fellow cosplayers, including someone called Louisa Cook, who's also known as Princess Petticoats on Instagram. She had her own costume made by Alfred Machetes, who, believe it or not, is the mother of, I think her name is Lily, I think, and that's LCT Cosplay. If any of you want to know who she is, of course, a big SIX The Musical fan, and her mum has made various different kinds of outfits that are based off the Queens. She's even made the Super Swing costume, which is the silver one with the, of course, the multiple crosses pattern, tessellation pattern on it. And I also, funny enough, I actually, for the first time, I also saw her, was at MusicalCon last year also, which was, of course, that big themed musical convention event at the XL London last year as well. And we've also got, on the topic of that, while I'm also on the topic of MusicalCon, we've also got some big news to announce about that, of course, convention event. Thank you very much. Well, I was not expecting that at all. It's nice to have a trumpet fanfare there as well. Like if I were to be Henry VIII right now, and if I enter any royal, of course, location, or of course any of my royal palaces, on behalf of, once again, Henry himself. And that, of course, is that I can tell you that as of this year in 2023, because of how popular the event was last year, it happens to come back this year as well, and bigger and better than ever. And to tell you more information about, of course, MusicalCon 2023, coming back once again back to the XL Arena, or XL Centre in London, here are a few famous stars from the world of West End theatre to tell you more about this upcoming and very exciting musical theatre themed event.
It's back! MusicalCon is back!
For a second year. The West End's official
musical theatre fan convention
returns for 2023! I'm so excited!
Last year was iconic.
Period.
But this year is going to be even bigger and even better.
You ain't ready for round 2! We are bringing all of the fans under one roof
to celebrate all of our favourite musicals.
See all of your favourite stars with meet and greets,
epic cast reunions,
and special main stage performances.
Win, battle,
find your tribe at a fan meet,
or enter the epic
cosplay competition,
slay at the workshops and masterclasses,
and learn about the industry at a backstage panel.
MusicalCon returns to the XL London on the 21st and 22nd of October.
This is the ultimate weekend
for musical theatre fans.
This is from us
for you.
This is the place where we belong.
This is for the
fans.
So if you want to get your ticket, you better be quick.
Buy your tickets now! Woo!
Get your tickets now.
What are you doing? Go!
I think now. I think book them now.
Can I get a ticket?
See you at con.
Soccer Aid for UNICEF wants you to join us in Manchester on Sunday the 11th of June. It's taking place at Old Trafford, the Theatre of Dreams, a once-in-a-lifetime chance to witness two star-studded teams.
The atmosphere is going to be amazing.
England take on the Soccer Aid World 11, and you could be there in the stands, shoulder to shoulder with thousands of other lucky fans. Adult tickets start at £20 and kids from just 10. It's a small price to pay to be there with them.
I'll see you at Old Trafford.
So join us and see these players. Enjoy the halftime show. Go wild. Be there for UNICEF as we play for every child.
Well, we did have a few other additional things just to show you there just earlier on, if you just saw that right now here on this episode. But as I also would just like to mention, because also on the topic, even though it was a sport that was actually banned, believe it or not, by King Henry VIII himself of England back in the Tudor period, of course. But looking ahead, of course, to future events that are going to be happening and upcoming performances, all to do with anything or SIX The Musical related, we also have one of the most biggest charity football events in the world, and that is Soccer Aid for UNICEF 2023, which will be taking place at Old Trafford, of course, where the football team of Man United play, Manchester United. And that will be happening on the 11th of June 2023. And also, once again, even though, of course, there has been loads of talk about loads of famous celebrities such as Tom Hiddleston, just quite recently, Loki himself from the Marvel Universe, and also the likes of also the legendary, of course, I think... Brazilian football player of Nani also has just joined, and also one of my old good friends of, well, I wouldn't say good old friends from the world of theatre, but also one of my favourite actors who I've took quite a liking to for, of course, his recent appearances as his character, who I can't remember the name of, but in the TV series Sex Education, and also playing Second Lieutenant Jimmy James Raleigh in Journey's End of Asa Butterfield. And he's also joined by his fellow, of course, co-star, that is Sam Claflin, and he's going to be playing once again on the Soccer Aid World 11 Football Club side. And once again, that is the teams that will play. If you are familiar with the event of Soccer Aid itself, it's England versus the Soccer Aid World 11 Football Club, originally called the Rest of the World team. And this year marks the 12th year since it's been done, since 2006. And once again, this football event, the most important thing is, doesn't matter who, of course, wins at the end of this match. The most important score is the amount of money that is going to be raised. And like I said, it's a charity football match, and it's all to raise vital funds for, of course, the humanitarian charity itself of UNICEF. Obviously, with loads of people having quite the involvement, of course, and to fund a load of vital projects, especially with still with the ongoing, of course, war in Ukraine and Russia, even though that a lot has been happening quite recently over the last few days regarding that conflict. But leaving that out, of course, I know that a load have been, of course, are aimed at loads of children who may have been affected by the war and the terrors of the conflict happening. And unbelievably, just to remind you all that £40 could provide a full course of treatment with a child with malnutrition, and also you can donate as little as £10, and also all the way up to £80. And you can also, as I said, you can donate any other amount. And even, as it says here, because I've also got it on here on my phone, £10 can also provide enough life-saving therapeutic food for a child for 1 week. So sticking with the malnutrition there, but also, most importantly, for vaccines, especially in countries around Africa, especially that may have been affected by the disease of malaria, and also nets to protect them as well, children from getting bitten and to be infected with the virus. But there's loads more, and also, once again, you can find out more information and also donate right now. You don't have to wait until the actual program itself, once again on the 11th of June, once again when, of course, Dermot O'Leary and Alex Scott will present live coverage once again from Old Trafford in Manchester for that match. And you can visit the official website of unicef.org.uk/Soccer Aid, and you can find out more information and to donate your money to this very important and very, of course, well, I wouldn't just say very important, but because I've already said that, but I mean this essential, of course, charity which and cause to helping change many children's lives for, most importantly, the better. And like we said earlier on when we just showed you the video of the official event itself, as I have already mentioned, tickets, and now this time, of course, since I mentioned the event itself last year, but of course this was when tickets just sold out at the time for when I covered on the last Royal West End sing-along performance of SIX The Musical. But once again, the tickets for MusicalCon 2023 are out right now, and once again the event itself coming back for a bigger and better than ever this year at, once again, the Excel Centre in London. Sorry there again, I always keep thinking it's an arena, but it isn't. It's actually, once again, a conference centre. And once again, as I said, you can find out more information about the event by going to, I think it was, just to be sure, I think it was musicalcon.com, I think, oh yeah, there we go. It was musicalcon.co.uk, and tickets are still available. Of course, I've already got tickets. I was surprised by my wonderful mum and dad, John and Samantha Wright, with tickets, a VIP weekend pass, once again, like what I got last year, to go for both days of the weekend convention, because it is a 2-day convention. It's a weekend convention, and it's going to be happening once again on Saturday the 21st and Sunday the 22nd of October 2023. And like I said, they haven't put details, or they haven't started selling any meet and greet tickets or workshops just yet. But if you want to keep up all to date of what's happening, and you want to be part of the mailing list where you can find out more information on updates about the upcoming event itself, this convention, you once again can go to the website www.musicalcon.co.uk, and you can sign yourself up with your own email address on the mailing list, so you can find out more information about that eagerly awaited, once again, and massive musical theatre themed event. And finally, as we once again wrap up with this particular performance of SIX The Musical, the next performance of SIX The Musical, you won't have to wait long actually, everybody, for the next one, because as you might remember, earlier on this year, like I mentioned, I went to see the UK touring production celebrating the 5th anniversary of when it was done at amateur level for the very first performance in Cambridge. Once again by the university, the Musical Theatre Society, that put on the production initially at the ADC Theatre, but I did see it earlier on a few months ago in the Cambridge Arts Theatre. But unbelievably, everybody, sticking with, of course, we've already had a royal coronation, but unbelievably, on behalf once again of my mum and my dad, Samantha and John Wright, they have surprised me that I am going to get the chance to go and see another performance of the 5 years anniversary UK Tour 2023 production of SIX The Musical, and that will be at the new theatre in Peterborough in East Cambridgeshire. And also, I'd like to clarify that unfortunately, that the cast that are going to be in this show, they're a completely different one. I know, I was going to say, it is a shame, isn't it, everybody? I know that's because I had no idea that they've actually changed the cast now. The cast that just left recently, they, of course, I think their last show that they did was at a place called High Wycombe, and that was a few months back, earlier on this year. But like I said already, I will tell you more information about this cast and also about the show when that comes on. And like I said already, there's not long to go when we go and see the show, because that will be on, once again, the 10th of June. And sticking with also the royal tradition as well, that is also the same day when also trooping the colour, the famous British military-themed event every year to celebrate, well now of course, our now late Queen Elizabeth II's birthday. And with that being said, also I think it would obviously be slightly different this time because since our new King Charles III has a lot more later birthday in November, but it's normally become a tradition around this time of the summer, and like I said, that will also be happening at the very same time. We've also that included and loads of very exciting motorsport events coming up, because also on the very same day also it will also be the 100th and centenary year of one of the oldest and most grueling endurance races in motorsport, and that is the 24 Hours of Le Mans 2023. And honestly guys, as I've said already, from the time that I am, of course, when I'll be going to see the show, I think it will obviously, the race will be underway before then, but I am really looking forward to be covering that. Not on this, of course, on when I see the show, but obviously if you are interested in it and to celebrate once again 100 years of the oldest and most grueling endurance race in the world, the most prestigious one, one of the Triple Crown of motorsport, with also the Monaco Grand Prix that happened just last weekend also. That's also worth a watch too also, if you are interested in celebrating another milestone celebration anniversary of one of the greatest endurance races in the world. Well, with that everybody, that is of course all the latest on of the upcoming events and performances of SIX The Musical that we have got planned over the next few weeks or so. And with that also being said, that it concludes. With that being said, we now sadly have to say that is the end of the Royal West End Coronation Singalong 2023 of SIX The Musical. I know, well, to be fair, I know this has been quite heavily delayed because of other things going on in my personal life. And once again, as I've said already, of course, this was once again, most importantly, also to highlight, since it's already happened just from a few weeks ago, I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank everyone that has been a part of this program and this episode tonight. From the time I'm filming this now, of course, and even though that it has been a little bit delayed, it's been quite the challenge, honestly, and once again, that I have said already, it's, but I absolutely love, of course, doing this every single time, and as I've said before, the musical always will have a special place in my heart, and most importantly, we can, you'll be finding a little bit more about that as well in, of course, future episodes of this show, but also as well, since we didn't actually mention it, of course, of an upcoming event that is also going to be coming up as well. Also, on the topic of Queens, I will be also going to be seeing someone very, very special in just a few days' time. And if you don't know who it is, here's that person who is going to tell you a little bit more about a little sneaky little and cheeky little concert they've got planned at a theatre that they're performing currently, and also with this person who has got a big role in one of the famous musicals currently in the West End at the moment of Disney's Frozen the Musical.
I am so excited because my concert is coming up and I've got such incredible guests. Firstly, Bradley Jaden. I have wanted to sing with him for years and finally we're going to get to sing together. And my wonderful friend Orfeh, all the way from Broadway. And then the Overtones are coming to play at my show and I'm so excited. And I just can't wait for you guys to see what we've been all planning. And I can't wait to see you there. Mwah!
Oh, it's so wonderful to see her again. Honestly, I've missed seeing her. Well, as you did see there, of course, for any of you who didn't know who that was the wonderful Manx Queen herself from, of course, to just remind you, I've been giving her that nickname for quite a few years now, since I've been following her. That was the famous Arleman performer of well, not just SIX The Musical, sorry, but musical theatre legendary performer from, once again, the Arleman, Samantha Barks. She will be, of course, performing a very special themed concert at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane, where currently that's where the West End production of Disney's Frozen the Musical is taking place. And I did go and see the show last year, but unfortunately I didn't cover it on an episode of Theatre See It Safely, which of course is my separate and of course theatre vlog series, which runs alongside these themed videos and this program for that matter as well. And that will of course be my next episode of, once again, Theatre See It Safely, where I'll be covering that concert very, very soon. And also I've got some very special gifts lined up for Sam as well, because it's nice that I'll hopefully get the chance to see her at the end of her show, because obviously I couldn't do stage door when I went to see Frozen, because this was still during the time when COVID was still quite a massive factor. But even though it started to dwindle, and I know that there has been talks of another unfortunate variant has just been cropping up quite recently, but that's the whole reason why I decided to call my theatre vlog series Theatre See It Safely. Most importantly, to highlight the safety and of course the health well-being of anyone that goes to see a show, so hopefully they don't get infected with the virus at the moment. Even though that the World Health Organization have said that the pandemic is over, I don't want to believe that, honestly, because I think that's just fake news, if you know what I mean. Of course, a very famous thing said by former President of the United States, Donald Trump. But like I said, guys, that will be, of course, something I'm really looking forward to in a few days' time, and I'll be covering that once again on my next episode of Theatre See It Safely. And honestly, guys, I am so excited to be seeing her again. I mean, honestly, I've been following her for quite a few years now, everyone, and honestly, it's quite remarkable that one, she's obviously got a lot more older, and now she's also with a wonderful partner as well, which we'll talk about that, of course, in that episode that I've got planned as well. And just to see her again, just to see her aside from doing a musical that she's still doing at the moment, because I know she's been doing a lot of stuff involving the West End production of Disney's Frozen the Musical at the moment, but this of course will be slightly different. And I've also heard, if you have not also mentioned, I think she might have mentioned it in the video that we just saw early on, she's got some very special guests lined up to be performing alongside when she does do that concert once again in a few weeks' time. But anyway, all with that being said, and of course that to look forward to in a few weeks' time. With that being said, that is of course the end of, once again, SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Coronation Singalong 2023, and that being unbelievably, I think that is now my 4th time I've actually seen a sing-along performance. And once again, of course, I think it's just definitely being one of the most eventful and unpredictable performances that I have ever seen of SIX The Musical so far, especially with the amazing fan of course, interactions that I had earlier on, and especially with, of course, having it all especially themed around the recent coronation of His Royal Majesty King Charles III. And I hope that if you are watching, Your Majesty, I hope that you have enjoyed it, and also, of course, your wife Camilla, also Your Majesty included as well. We hope you enjoyed what you have seen, and we hope that you have a long and prosperous reign as our new monarchs of the United Kingdom, England, and of course the Commonwealth. And on behalf of everyone here from SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Coronation Singalong 2023, we'd like to congratulate you on many happy returns for hopefully your long and successful reign. And just like with the national anthem now, which has been renamed for the first time in over 71 years, let's hope long may you both reign. And I hope that you have a very promising and hopeful reign as being our new monarchs of gracious and of course happy and glorious country that it is, of course, of England, the United Kingdom, and most importantly around the world, also of the Commonwealth. But anyway, to everyone else watching right now, we hope you've enjoyed what you have seen tonight and whenever the time you are watching this. And we hope that, of course, that unbelievably, you'll now have to wait a whole year until 2024, would you believe, to see another of these sing-along performances. But tickets are also once again on sale right now for the next one, and you can find out more information about that all on the official show website, which is once again right down at the bottom of the screen right now of www.sixthemusical.com. Well, with that being said, once again, thank you very much for watching SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Coronation Singalong 2023. Once again, the 6 wives of Henry VIII have reigned triumphant and now have rewritten history, as it, of course, being the new band, the 21st Century Gold Band themselves of 6. And once again, Henry VIII's reign is officially over, as we saw earlier on in this programme. And now we have a newly knighted queendom of not just England, but also for the rest of the, of course, of the country, and for the United Queendom as it would be now. And we will look forward to, of course, with the UK tour queens, will be taking and handing over the torch to also from the West End queens. They will be, of course, taking their reign, and also they will be starting their long reign, and their coronation will be coming up once again in just a few weeks' time, also with once again the 5 years anniversary production heading over once again to the Peterborough Theatre, of course the new theatre in Peterborough, and I can't wait to look forward to seeing them. But once again, thanks very much for watching, and as always, until next time, au revoir, adios, au Wiedersehen. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you for another episode, all themed around one of the most royal musicals and one of my favourite royal musicals at the moment in London's West End, and that being simply with one symbol number, and that is 6. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you very, very soon. Goodbye.
It's the end of the show, of the history mix. We switched up the flow and we changed the prefix. Everybody knows that we used to be 6 wives. What we wanna say before we drop the curtain? Nothing is for sure, nothing is for certain. All that we know is that we used
we done? Oh my word. Well, there we go. Even though there was a little bit of a delay on that, we finally got to the end of that episode, and my goodness, I feel like we'll have to do it all over again in just a few weeks' time now for the UK touring production as well. Oh my goodness. As I said before, I just can't get enough of this show, honestly. And I know that we're especially with them, of course, the new cast, which I'll mention in the next episode. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, isn't it? It's quite remarkable now that they've actually had I think it's a third incarnation now of the UK touring production. Oh no, fourth. It's fourth. Yeah, sorry, my apologies. Yeah, the third would just left actually. So yeah, but that's gonna be really exciting though. A whole brand new cast with people that I've never even heard of. Honestly, it's just going to get more. There's so much variety and I absolutely love it. Honestly, I don't know what on earth is going to happen next, but whatever it is, I'm most certainly looking forward to it. Bring it on for the newly named Queendom of the United Queendom and England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. God save the Queens! Coming this June. The coronation of the new UK touring production queens of SIX The Musical. Live from the new theatre, Peterborough, East Cambridgeshire.